Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. The Bachelor Grant Ellis has finally revealed who ended his relationship with Juliana Pasquarosa. Fans have been dying to find out who called the romance off. They were barely engaged for 3 months after The Bachelor before parting ways. So, did Grant or Juliana end their engagement? There is a lot to unfurl and discover. Keep reading to learn more about the problem. Grant Ellis was the most recent Bachelor. He appeared on Jen Tran's season of The Bachelorette. However, this did not work for him. As a result, the franchise chose him as the primary character. He had a boring season. Fans were unimpressed with him and his efforts to promote his music profession. However, there wasn't much occurring, so most spectators quit watching. In the end, he chose Juliana Pasquarosa. Fans were eager to see how this connection would develop. They seemed happy at first. However, it was recently reported that their engagement terminated after approximately 3 months. This was unfortunate for both of them. However, it was preferable to occur sooner rather than later. So Juliana ended her relationship with him. This stunned the supporters. However, Grant also stated that he does not go backwards. As a result, he will not be in any relationships with anybody from his past. This puts an end to his and Juliana's chances of rekindling their relationship. However, this may be for the best. Fans are curious about what will happen now that they are not together. Juliana appears to have called off the engagement. This news comes as a shock to fans. However, Grant made it obvious that he never stopped things with her, and she was the one who did. However, it appears to be the best option for both of them. While it did not work out, supporters hope that both of them will find the person they are meant to be with. What are your thoughts about this? Are you surprised Juliana called it off? Comment below. We'd love to hear your comments on the situation. Grant Ellis had always known the spotlight came with a price, but he never imagined that his journey through the Bachelor franchise would end in such a public unraveling. The days following the official announcement of his breakup with Juliana Pasquarosa were a whirlwind of media speculation, fan disappointment, and personal reflection. For weeks, Bachelor Nation had been abuzz with rumors about who ended the relationship and why. Now, the truth had finally emerged: Juliana had walked away. And Grant, true to his straightforward nature, didn't sugarcoat the revelation. He didn't blame her. He didn't hold resentment. But he was unequivocal: it wasn't him. Their engagement, announced during the After the Final Rose special, had been met with mixed reactions. Some fans rejoiced, saying that Grant and Juliana looked like a couple who truly understood one another. Others criticized their chemistry as lukewarm and pointed out that the proposal felt more like a formality than a grand romantic gesture. In truth, there had been warning signs from the beginning. Despite their glowing smiles and picture-perfect photo ops, the connection between them never quite radiated the kind of love story fans craved. Juliana, a 28-year-old pediatric nurse from Sarasota, Florida, had captivated audiences with her poise, maturity, and quiet strength. She wasn't the loudest woman in the room, but she was always one of the most genuine. Grant, on the other hand, had entered the season with something to prove. After a lukewarm reception on Jen Tran's Bachelorette season, where he made it to the final 5 but never gained a strong fan following, producers took a risk making him the Bachelor. It was clear they were banking on his music career and soft-spoken demeanor to draw in viewers. Instead, the season felt more like a promotional tour for his upcoming EP. Still, something about Juliana had stood out to him. Maybe it was the way she listened when others talked, or the fact that she didn't try too hard to impress him. Unlike the rest of the contestants, Juliana had a calm, grounded energy. She was the kind of woman who didn't need the cameras to validate her worth. Their connection had started slow but blossomed steadily. By the time hometowns came around, it was clear that Juliana was his frontrunner. Their final date, a sunset horseback ride through the Nevada desert, had the makings of a Nicholas Sparks novel. So when he got down on one knee during the finale, few were surprised. But the story didn't end there, it never does. Behind the scenes, cracks began to show almost immediately after filming wrapped. Without the structure of rose ceremonies, romantic getaways, and producers guiding their every move, Grant and Juliana were suddenly two people with very different visions for the future. She wanted to return to her hospital job in Florida. He wanted to pursue music full-time in Nashville, with plans to tour throughout the summer. There were arguments, never explosive, but always meaningful. Discussions about where they would live, how they would balance their careers, and whether Juliana was comfortable with the public life Grant was trying to build. She wasn't. While she had willingly gone on the show, she had not expected to become a tabloid fixture. The paparazzi sightings, the endless interview requests, the social media pressure, it was exhausting. More than once, Juliana had said she felt like she was dating a brand, not a man. In late May, Juliana quietly packed a suitcase and returned to Sarasota. Grant stayed in Nashville, rehearsing with his band. They told fans they were taking space to figure things out, but in reality, the relationship was already over. Juliana had made her decision. She wasn't angry. She wasn't bitter. She was just done. 3 months into their engagement, she called Grant and told him plainly, "I don't think this is working. I don't think we're meant to be." For Grant, the moment was a gut punch. But rather than try to change her mind, he listened. He didn't beg. He didn't plead. When she hung up, he sat in silence for almost an hour, staring at the gold ring he had given her. It was over. Just like that. When the press caught wind of the split a few days later, speculation ran wild. Anonymous sources from production hinted that Grant had cold feet, or that he had been spotted with someone else in Nashville. Others suggested that Juliana wasn't cut out for the spotlight. But the truth, as it often is, was much simpler. They just weren't compatible outside the artificial world of The Bachelor. In a candid Instagram live that aired a week later, Grant finally told his side of the story. "Look, I've seen the stuff out there," he began, sitting in his home studio with a guitar resting in his lap. "And I want to clear something up. Juliana ended things. Not me. I have nothing but love and respect for her. She's an incredible woman, and I'm grateful we got to share that journey. But it wasn't going to work. And that's okay. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe my channel and do not miss any update.